Yeah, welcome to today's StableNet Snapshot. My name is Stefan. I'm a senior solution engineer here at Infosim, and today's topic will be the latest Netconf Yang implementations or integrations into the latest StableNet version. We will quickly go through all the enhancements and possibilities we have currently integrated into StableNet. Yeah, I already have opened the rich client. First of all, let's talk about licenses. As you might know, as a long-term StableNet user or a new StableNet user, everything is handled with licenses, and also for the Netconf Yang, we have one. Let's check if my setup here is already prepared for that. I think you will guess yes, but to check that and to see what you have to look for in your environment, here in the help about, in the rich client, here on the copyright information, we have the license modules available. And yeah, we are lucky Netconf seems to be licensed. So great. Next thing is we can check as a prerequisite. So Netconf should be usable within StableNet is the agent modules. So since the StableNet 25 release, we have introduced the module controller. I don't want to go into detail about that. That's for another snapshot, basically. I simply want to mention that the Netconf integration is implemented on basis of this module controller, so we have a separate module for that. So let's check if the middleware knows of the module. So here in my installation, we are again lucky. Netconf module is present. We see the version, so everything seems fine. As noted, that is only the server side. So a third thing we have to validate if everything should work with Netconf is the agent perspective. So let's close the help about, switch to the agents, and have a look at the agent expert. There we have a new tab for the module controller, and there we also see if the module is available on our desired agent, for example. Here in my case, I have only one agent, and again, we are lucky the Netconf module is already deployed and should work hopefully as we expect it to do so. Okay, so that's enough for some requirements we can check or have to check before actually working with the Netconf integration into StableNet. Let's go directly into the real stuff. So I'm switching to the portal. So the remaining things I will show from portal perspective. And yeah, aside the license things, we have to tell StableNet that a device is capable of speaking via Netconf, basically. And for that, we have integrated a new capability into StableNet. In my system, I already have discovered 2 sample devices we have here in our Infosim environment, and let's simply validate if they already configured properly. Let's modify the device to go to the proper wizard here and to switch to the capabilities. And here on the right, we directly can see a Netconf entry. We can click on it and jump to the section. And this device is already properly set up. We have the Netconf enabled. That is telling this toggler here. We have user and password configured, and also the port is set up. So great. Then let's leave this modify and don't change anything. Okay, next thing aside this is where is all the management hidden in the StableNet UI. So the most important thing is under management, configuration and change, and then we have a new entry here down below. This is the Netconf Yang manager, and this is the basis for all the Netconf and Yang things we like to do with StableNet. Here we can define and manage the snippets. So similar things as you already know from config perspective, so the config snippets basically, and we have a management for the Yang models. If you're already familiar with Netconf, you know the Yang models are basically the data structure as the basis for all the communication from data model perspective, basically. So let's dive into the Yang models first. What offers StableNet here? If we click here, you already see here a list of Yang models. They are not shipped, so I already prepared that here and I imported that from the device. So StableNet is capable, if you have configured Netconf devices in your inventory, to simply import all the definitions directly from the devices. If you click here, I will simply show it. You can select the target device, click on apply, and then the import gets started. Since I already did it for my Cisco device, basically nothing changes. And if the import thinks it's finished, you will get a message showing we are done. Okay, another thing is if you don't want to import the models from the device, you can simply upload them one by one or as a packed archive. And if you're in need to have them locally available on your PC, whatever, you can even download them later on. Okay, now that we have all the models here, let's have a look into one. Let me open one. I'm searching for my desired model here in the search bar. Let's have a look here at the open config interfaces. Click on the view, and then the model viewer opens. What the model viewer simply does, it takes all the Yang definitions that mostly in a textual representation and presents here a nice tree. Giving us all the information based on the selected Yang model. We have here an expand all or a minimize button, and to easily get access to all the definitions. Yeah. Then we see the structure here, the interfaces, what the interface can have, a name, the config of the interface, and so on. You see there are some, let's say, nodes and leaves grayed out. So basically that are state information and not config informations. So there's a huge difference. Normally with Netconf, we want to configure something. So that's the not grayed out, but we also can retrieve state information, let's say for measurements or KPI later on. And with the information bubble, you can get details based on the Yang model that we have loaded. Okay, so close the model viewer for now. That's basically everything here for the Yang models. Currently, nice editor we have viewing the models in a nice and visualized way, basically. Let's go on to the Netconf snippets. Basically, that's typical management section to create, manage, delete snippets based on our Yang models. I already prepared some snippets, so directly have a look at one. Yeah, when modifying a snippet, we directly jump to the settings. We see that in the same representation we previously saw in the Yang model in. So nice tree, all the leaves and the nodes. Yeah, from here, we could even now edit the Yang models. I skipped that for now. It would simply open the Yang editor we have seen previously. I just wanted to highlight here that, we have now the possibility to define snippets based on the desired target model currently. So I cancel for the moment. Then normally what we do with the snippets, also as you already know from the config snippets, we have templates to define our things we want to do with the device. Here in the template manager, we have now a new section for Netconf templates. I simply filter all the templates that are currently here in my system. You see already some prepared. Let's have a look at one. Here, the first one. If you're familiar with the config templates, you will see that nearly the same. So we have starting information, we have the command sequences, and internally we can handle the output, we have conditions, and so on. And you directly see that we have already the enhancements here to define the netconf specific operations like get config and so on. One important thing here is for the netconf to not skip the commit at the end. Without that, you basically will lose all the changes you have done to your device. So the commit is always a thing to remember. Okay, and that's in short for the templates. Let's go on to a job to see finally something in action. I already prepared one. So let's set an interface description of my sample device. I simply use that one here. Start the job. So I already have pre-configured it that this interface should get a new label, let's say. I start the job and yeah, let's wait till it's finished. Okay, it's finished. Let's jump to the job analyzer. And yeah, it did something. So great, now we expect that something changed. And for that, we now have the possibility to use from the Netconf Yang Manager a new feature. It's the Netconf browser to really see what has happened on the device. So the browser basically is similar to the MIB browser. We can access the device and query the device for desired information. For my template, I choose the OpenConfig interface Yang model. So I select it here. Let's expand it. Then I want to query for a specific interface. So I can select here the name, leave. I can directly add it to my query window. Then I can edit it, enter my value I want to use for the query. Click apply, and when pressing the get from device, it gets executed. And yeah, really reading out the value from the device. And hopefully in the result, we see now a description value that holds our okay, that did not work. Great. Okay, let's do it the other way around. When executing the get from device directly here from the left side, it simply queries the device and gives us a list of all the interfaces. And probably I simply made some typo. So then I can copy the value from down here, add it again to my query to ask for a specific interface. And yeah, now it's here. Yeah, I think I really made some typo. Let's expand the config and we see the description we previously saw in the job is here and changed directly on the device via netconf. Yeah, and that should be it for today. So yeah, thank you for joining. I hope you enjoyed the quick walkthrough and hope to see you soon. Thanks.